Hi. Just filled the welcome page to this, but I'm very picky with sketchbooks. So what I'll do is get sketchbooks that I like, but then realise, oh, I don't actually like this sketchbook, and I'll try to rush it and finish it. I feel like it's gonna be very controversial to say, but I like spiral bound sketchbooks, which is weird because I feel like hardbound, they feel very professional, but I don't know, I feel like spiral is the way to go for me personally. Again, this might change in the next 5-10 minutes, it might change by the end of the year. I might be saying I love hardbound's the best, but I feel like spiral is the best way to go. So this is Sketchbook 29, can you see that? 29. Yes, I filled this. As I say filled, I don't fill sketchbooks. I sort of I fill them to a point, and then I feel like I'm done, and then I move on. Those sketchbooks, at least. But these two were given to me by my art teacher, and to the back of this more, and this lucky little cat one was also from her, but the rest are just like Amazon basic, like stolen. A lot of Resident Evil, which I do quite like Resident Evil, and I've only really played the second game. With further ado, let's show you the sketchbook. Oh, and for those who are wondering, I'll stop teasing now. This is a Strathmore Mixed Media 500 series. I do quite like them. They're just a bit big, but it's whatever. So let's go to the first page. So this is the welcome page. I started this sketchbook the 11th of the 3rd, 2026, and I ended it more or less a month or so later on the 2nd of the 4th, 26. Yeah, 26. I really want to like use a sketchbook more. And what I mean by that, sometimes I'll fill a sketchbook within a month, and that's great and everything, but I feel like I need to spend a bit more time in sketchbooks, like not rush every page, and every page doesn't have to be perfect. But I did this with watercolor and a little bit of colour pencil. It's not my best work, but I like it because it's from actually a podcast. My friend Oliver got me into it. Shout out Oliver. To Malevolent. It's very Lovecraftian. Don't stop barking. No. If you hear my dog bark, I'm very sorry. He's old, so. But yes, so Malevolent is this like Lovecraftian RJ Tolkien sort of thing. It's like the King Yellow. Actually, it's a sort of a retelling of the King Yellow. Well, the King Yellow in this universe, and it's borrowed from Andre. The thing is, no one is there, so if he starts barking. Oh god, so yeah, it's a thing from the show. If you know, we don't know. If you don't know, you know. I don't really do that much fan art on here, but you know what, it is what it is, and I do quite like it. Okay, so actually it got that in GK Max, so the more you know. These I'm right. I'm sorry. So these are just some mindless doodles, really. I think I start this. No, you can have dogs barking in the background at this point. So these are just some mindless doodles. One is a very proudly drawn Ampharos with just a list of Eros' bull crap. In the Greek myths, Eros and Ampharos are twins. Actually, Ampharos is very much sort of unknown. But that statue in London, I don't know where it is, but that statue that's not Eros. Everyone thinks it's Eros, it's not, it's actually Ampharos, and he's the god of unrequited and regretted love, so I know not really much about him, so I'm sort of kind of like taking him and just making him my own. Not in like a lore Olympus sort of way, because here's the thing, like, there's so much lore of Hades and you could anything with it, but no, just make your own fucking character. I hate Lore Olympus so much with passion, and yeah, he continues. And this is my character Jerry, flipping off someone, because I was annoyed, so I made her annoyed. And the rest of this paper was because I glued something in, I hated it, and I ripped it out. This was just me practicing with graphite. This is my Ampharos. That is my girl Macaria, and that is my Cherry. I draw Cherry annoyed when I'm annoyed. I don't know who else does that when they draw the OCs annoyed as well, but I feel like it helps. I don't know. I really like chewing on this nose. Like this nose, really good nose. Macaria, I don't know what I've done with you, babe, but you know what? I don't hate it. I don't like it, but I hate it. And here we have some more concepts for Ampharos. This is just a little doodles. Me testing out some watercolor I just got. Some stuff I like to stick in, because I used to stick in loads of like stuff in my old sketchbooks. And because I feel like I spent more time in them, so I used to fill them. And now I don't, because I have my own money and I can just buy sketchbooks, and yeah. Stuff to think about, really. Yeah, but I ended up going completely different with him. I'm still picking out his design, really. Ooh, this is my favourite page. So this was just some figure studies, and then me realising like, oh wait, if I do like a line of action, it helps me with the poses instead of just like drawing like the bulkiness. I had some watercolour and it actually became really cool, and I think that's one of my favourite poses, but the whole page is quite nice, actually. This is just a drawing of a house, because we were parked outside a house for like a very long time, and the minute I started drawing, we moved, so okay, we were there for like 20 minutes, and we moved. I kinda like it. It's a very beginner house, but like, I'll give it, backgrounds are not my forte, but whatever. Here we have Macaria and Lyra. Actually, Lyra, not. I keep going between Terry, Lyra, and Lyre. So Lyre being like, you know, sounds like liar, because she has like future vision, and you know, Cassandra, that whole thing. I believe everyone thought she was a liar. Cherry has future vision, but liar and liar. But I think I prefer Lyra, because it sounds like an actual name instead of just an instrument. Ooh, spooky foreshadowing for what might happen. Ooh, spooky, wow. So they're a couple, along with Ampharos. They're like a throuple, but they're all friends at first, and they become a throuple. I like that in media when like they're actually friends, and they're not just like a couple. Like they're actually friends. Like they like hanging out with each other. I think people forget that when they're writing couples. It's like, yeah, couples were probably friends once. They probably still act like friends. Like, yeah, that's probably like a little bit different now, but like more or less the same, really. I do quite like this one actually. I did this watercolor actually. I have like a. I'll show you. So if you want to know for the rest of the features, I do use a lot of watercolor. This is the watercolor palette that I use. Look at it, ain't it fancy? This is a Winsor Newton Cotman set. Some of these colours I already had, so I put them back in. These aren't all the colours I get, but I actually do quite like them. Sorry. The only thing I will say about watercolours, please don't stop barking. The one thing I will say about watercolours is that you don't really need a white. The white you can just like leave out. But I like to add the white because I feel like it goes better with skin tone sometimes. And I got like I put stickers in everything. Let's just make this known. Venus put stickers on everything. I learned this from before. I just like stickers. This was me trying to recapture that magic, but with male poses. And I don't think it really ended that well, but you're always learning out to artists, so I'll give myself that. This is me drawing a bunch of organs. So we have a stomach going to intestines, a kidney, and ovaries, and vaginal stuff. Don't take out that kind of thing. A heart, an eye, and I just wrote down here organs. Organs! It's inside you. This was just me just doodling when I was bored. I like big spaces just to draw. I've realised that over the weekend, Easter weekend, I brought a little watercolour book, like a Moleskine. I realised I don't like A5 size for sketching. For drawing, yeah. If I have like a piece in mind, then like, yeah, totally. But not that. So I drew this and I'm like, wow, that's actually really, really cool. So I tried to redraw it. I don't think I've captured it. But also, like, this paper isn't like the best for watercolours. With watercolour, you'd actually need better paper than watercolours, really. But that's just my opinion. This was just a mindless doodle dump. Some swatches for a thing. Concept art for this. And this is just me trying to figure out chunkier bodies that look chunky. And this is just a very confused joke. I think I was in, I want to say my math class, and we were just like discussing stuff, and it's gonna sound like so bitchy, but there's just one girl, like, never stops talking. Am I actually recording? Yeah, I'm actually recording. Great. There's one girl who never stops talking, by the way, who never does the work, and who never does anything, and yet she's in the classroom, and it's a college class, so they can easily kick her out. And she just says like so questionable stuff. I just don't like her. But verbally my response to her, because that can get me in trouble, I just draw Cherry, just annoyed. Because she herself is a college student, which is a university student in the 60s, and also like, being really blunt here, Cherry would probably say what I would say, because she did not take out with that. This was more sketching. This was just me. I ordered a bunch of polychromos pencils off Vinted, and this is just me like swatching them, and I feel like this is very good. Very good. This is a bunch of eyes. I'm just drawing eyes I found on Pinterest. I don't quite like that eye. I feel like I don't put that much detail into my drawings as I should. I like that one. This was just me finally sitting down, figuring out what I don't like about each character's face shape. And so this is Ampharos, this is what I finally typed for Ampharos. And I feel like I'm gonna go no coloured irises for Macaria. I'm always 50-50 on it because I'm like, well, how can I make her the gods of blessed death? I feel like I just need to make her a Kibituji. Begging me to make her like super cute. And also, this is just me using markers again, because I hadn't since a couple of sketchbooks and a colour pencil. I feel like that's just my jam. I feel like I shouldn't limit myself with one medium. I feel like I should just use all the mediums. Especially because watercolour like takes so long to dry. It doesn't take forever to dry, but like, if you're like just doing quickly a watercolour doodle, that's gonna take ages to dry. Like just like 5 minutes. But I have no patience. This is just more figure studies and me following some tutorial how to draw bodies. It did not work out. So I just verbally said that here. Like this did not work. At least I know by like 4. No. I do quite like these bodies though. These are quite nice. Oh, okay, so my girls, love girlies, my girly pops. This is Cherry. This is me trying to figure out her eye, because who's doing with Psycho's character? They've only got one eye. I know. You're telling me they've only got one eyeball. I know. But this is just me figuring out, okay, what would she visually look like? I decided to give her 2 little eyelashes there. And this is just me figuring out her and Macaria's deal. So Cherry's supposed to be from the 60s, but I feel like, so her dress is basically borrowed from her roommate. Oh, lovely. Sorry, I have this little tripod thing, and I connect it to my PS5 because I don't really have an outlet near me, and every time it goes on rest mode, it switches off the light, and it's like really annoying. But basically, actually, I'll give you a closer look. You see, Cherry is supposed to be like modern, so it's supposed to be like 60s fashion. But I gave her like, I feel like she would have a jacket just filled with like a lighter like stuff. She's prepared for this. and I want the boots to be like a bit muddy. I don't think I really captured it, but it's just concept art really. And Macaria, I feel like, for being from the underworld, she's like a little pocket of sunshine, but I don't want to say it in like a Charlie Morningstar type way, because I don't like Fizzy Pop's characterization on that front. But I really wanted her dress to be something that she could have found in the underworld, or just like made herself. I feel like the blacks and the greys and the greens aren't really her thing, and I kind of like it because they kind of go together, because they kind of like earth tones and stuff. I don't know. We're going to the next page. So I got into the Magnus Archives recently. Blame Oliver, obviously. Blame him for everything in my life. And he was like, if you did, you should really listen to Magnus Archives. You should really give it a try. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I think one day in class, I was just bored because Malevolent wasn't coming out until April, and I was bored, and Oliver hadn't watched it yet, and he normally watches it, then I can watch it. It's not like a weird power play thing. It's just because if I watch it, I'll spoil it for him, and he will kill me. So I just wait till he does it, and we can watch it together, and it's really fun. So there's just some doodles of John Sims from the Magnus Archives, season 1, because I was up to that point. The daily beats get really sparse, the less I have creativity. This is just some domestic characters. I think I drew John, Martin, and Tim. I don't think I drew Sasha, which I'm sorry to say, because Sasha is one of my favourites from the series. But I drew Martin and I drew a Tim, and I quite like actually in audio, all these podcasts, because I don't really have. They're pretty sparse in details, what I'm trying to say, on characters. Like, visually wise. And let's say outright say, like, hey, this character looks like XYZ. But I quite like, because then it gives, like, people, like, oh, if you see the character this way, that's really great. If you see the character this way, that way, that way. Yeah, so, yeah. And this is just a little doodle of Cherry before everything happened in her library, because I feel like she was like head librarian. She was like through Iron Fist. This was just a doodle dump page because I was bored one day. I just started like doing figure drawing. That's what I do. I'm bored. I just figure draw. This was figuring out side profiles and figuring out how to draw Cherry's side profile, because you know, it has like one eye, but it's like the middle of her face. It's really weird. Not much is on this page, I really quite like that face. Moving on. This was me just learned how to do all the side profiles, and this was the failed drawing in Macaria. You live and you learn. This was, oh, why could I say this? I don't know what to say really, other than I was just mindlessly doodling, and this is me saying like, okay, is it gonna be Cherry? It's gonna be Lyra. And no, it's gonna be Lyra. And I kind of like it because it doesn't like have, because there's an A, there's an M, there's an L. And I quite like that. More figure studies. More figure studies. These are just concepts for a thing I might do, like a storyboard. More storyboard. Do the woman. Hands. I quite like that hand actually. That's really cool. This was just some more doodles, and this was me coming up with Ampharos' design. I really like the idea of him having like heart-shaped moles, or like heart birthmarks on his body. I feel like that'd be like really cool. I really want him to be like dressed in like early 70s, like the open shirt, muscle, big old necklace, flowing hair, that sort of vibe. This just more pretty. Look at her. Look at her. She's just so pretty. Oh my god. This is just. I feel like I was just trying to fill the pages with like figure drawing, and it never worked out. More figure drawing. Oh, yeah, the last page. I was just so done. I was just literally like so done with the sketchbook. Yeah, so that was sketchbook for 29 sketchbooks I filled. Probably filled. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't fill sketchbooks to complete them. I fill them and then I go to the next one. I feel a little bit ashamed. But then, like, I pay for these most of my money anyway, so like. But I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you were drawing along or just listening to me ramble a little bit. And hopefully next week's video will be up. I know I skipped like, subscribe. That notification bell's still a thing. I never turn them on. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.